Hey guys, I'm back with another candle review, and this time around for the 14.5 ounce 3-wick Sweater Weather plus Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin candle. I believe these are rumored, so it's just a rumor at this point, that they will be released for the Try It to Believe It 12.95 candle event that I believe is supposed to be September 9th to the 11th. But of course, once again, that's a rumor, but that is what we are speculating this is coming out for. And of course, this is the candle collection with the 5 candles of like the new exciting hype candles. And we have the first one, which is actually a blends fragrance. A lot of you guys were overwhelmingly wanting to see a review on this one, so I have run this one first and we'll get right into it. So notes on this read: juniper berries, aromatic eucalyptus, warm cinnamon, and fresh ground clove. So this smells literally like the name implies. It literally smells like Sweater Weather mixed with Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin, and I really enjoy it. So yeah, you get that fresh, crisp sort of like outdoorsy, but still sort of tree green type of Sweater Weather fragrance. So you get that juniper in there, the sage and the eucalyptus. It has a very invigorating, fresh, crisp herbal quality to it. There's even almost like a slightly like cooling minty vibe to it. I mean, it doesn't say mint, but a lot of times eucalyptus does have sort of like a cooling essence to it. So you get that usual like Sweater Weather sort of cooling, fresh, crisp outdoors, sort of like naturey type of fragrance. And that's what you get first. And then you get Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin, which smells like a pumpkin pie filling. So you get that warm cinnamon, the ground clove, and the pumpkin. And it really smells like you're mixing like a pumpkin pie filling. It's not overly gourmand, but it still leans somewhat that way. There's a slight bit of like butteriness to it. It also smells a lot like the cinnamon broomsticks that you would get, or like a craft store fragrance during the fall time. Definitely that I said like cinnamon pinecone, cinnamon broomstick type of fragrance is mixed in there with the clove and the cinnamon. So you mix the two together, and it literally smells like Sweater Weather mixed with Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin, as the name would imply. So while it's burning, it does actually give quite a bit of like a holiday Christmassy feel to it, because once you mix those like sort of cinnamon bark, cinnamon pinecone fragrance mixed with this sort of like outdoorsy green notes of Sweater Weather, it really smells kind of like a Christmas fragrance, to be honest. And even though the two, like I guess separately smell distinctly fall, the two together combine to smell very holiday and Christmas like. And when I go to burn it, it reminds me so much of the old school Slatkin & Co. Holly Wreath fragrance, which has notes of juniper, eucalyptus, and cinnamon bark and sparkling citrus. So you can see even the notes between the two, there's a lot of crossover in them that reminds me a whole lot of like Holly Wreath. I think if you had to give this fragrance, the Sweater Weather plus Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin fragrance, like a different name, like Spice to Eucalyptus Wreath or something, would totally make sense as to like kind of what I'm smelling, because you get like maybe imagine like cinnamon pine cones on a eucalyptus like wreath, kind of like that is what I get from it. So it does remind me a whole lot of Holly Wreath. I still have an old fragrance oil of Holly Wreath, and I did compare the two side by side. They're not identical, so it's not a repackage by any means. The Holly Wreath definitely has a little bit more of a old school Slatkin & Co. sophistication to it. And there's definitely a little bit more of like a citrus note in Holly Wreath that elevates it a little bit more, but definitely sibling fragrances and very similar vibe in the sense that you get like a spiced spiced greenery type of fragrance is what you get from it. And so the two fragrances mixed together of Sweater Weather and Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin give a very holiday vibe to it. Like this could really be like named something completely different for the holiday season. I would totally believe it, because once again, that sort of eucalyptus and the spices mixed together to become a very holiday type fragrance. So it's pretty much what Sweater Weather and Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin mixed together smells like. I would say the Sweater Weather actually comes forth a lot stronger than I thought it would, but I guess Sweater Weather is always a strong candle, so it's not surprising. But where on Cold I was getting like a 50-50 blend, I would say maybe Sweater Weather is more like the 60 to maybe even 65% of the blend, because it does really go strong. Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin in past years haven't been as strong as they used to be, and so it does take a little bit of a backseat, but you can still smell them both like pretty presently. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the fragrance on this candle. Let me go into the performance. This is a fourth burn. It has the thick rope-like wicks, vicious burn. It does suck quite a bit as a thick rope-like wicks on it, so of course even waxable in no time, and definitely soots if you don't stay on top of it, so definitely be very diligent in trimming these wicks, but otherwise we're good to go there. It's nice because Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin usually has usually the curling, like the flat thin curling wicks that tend to always like nub out and dud out on me by mid-range point. I can never get any satisfaction out of Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin. pumpkin, and then becomes really like light and weak. So it's actually nice to be able to smell the notes of sweet cinnamon pumpkin in a candle for once, where it's actually strong and it like burns nice. So I actually really enjoy that part. And sweater weather is usually pretty strong, so we're good to go there. As for the throw, boy, this is quite strong. It's like as strong as like the old school sweater weathers used to be so immensely strong. I would actually get like a headache from it because it would be so immensely just overpowering. And this is no exception. This reminds me of like the old school sweater weathers that used to like just absolutely choke me out. I would say a good 8 to a 9. Like a 9 in a bedroom area. I had to blow it out after like 2 hours. It was just way too much. And like maybe a 7.5 to an 8 in an open concept area. Absolutely no problem selling this. Once again, the sweater weather comes forward a little bit stronger than the sweet cinnamon pumpkin, but you still do get the two together. But yeah, very, very strong throw, so no complaints about that. Overall, excellent, strong throw. It smells just like the name implies, but it also like sort of recalls like the old school like Slack & Co type of fragrances that we all used to know and love. Has a very like nostalgic holiday Christmas feel to it that I actually really enjoy about this, but just a little inappropriate to be burning in August. But yeah, I always used to burn the cinnamon bark fragrance mixed with sweater weather together to like I guess evoke a like similar experience, and this gives that in one candle. So I do really enjoy that. I really, as I said in my haul video, I like the contrast of the crisp outdoor greenery mixed with a warm like sort of cinnamon broomstick or cinnamon pine cones, as if you were to like enter your house during like a cozy fall or winter day. And the contrast of the two together are really nice. And it also, yeah, really reminds me of Holly Wreath from back in the day. So yeah, it's great. I think if you like the two fragrances separately, I think definitely check this one out. They actually complement each other very nicely, and I'm really enjoying it. So that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.